to McCarr.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Remember, he was famously knocked out of the playoffs in that second round series with the Winnipeg Jets. And there's a lacrosse.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the first of hopefully many Belly Up Hockey live shows. I am Zach Martin. I am One True Zach on Twitter, and I'm actually the Belly Up Hockey head and the host of two podcasts, The Search Cast and Let's Talk Whoa Hockey. As you can see on the screen, we have four awesome other co-hosts with me, and we're going to start to my right or left, however you're watching the screen. We're going to start with Beth. Beth, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great minus that first video clip because, you know, I have to protect McCurby with all my might.
He's a forward, not a defenseman.
My poor, sweet Kirby getting his ankles broken always hurts my heart. But I'm doing wonderful, co-host. How are you?
Oh, doing good. Really excited to do our first show today and stuff like that. But can you tell everyone, what you do for Belly Up in general and, all of the other stuff that you do behind the scenes as well?
Absolutely. So I am actually the editor-in-chief for Belly Up Sports. I am a writer as well and a member of the leadership team for Beyond Women's Sports. And I co-host a podcast with you, sir, pointed in the right direction, called Let's Talk Whoa Hockey, where we talk about all things women's hockey and the Chicago Blackhawks.
Very minimal Chicago Blackhawks. Luckily, it's all about the WoHo, which is the fun part. So we got that.
It's mostly joy, very little pain.
Very much. All right, so onto the far side of the screen, we got Ryan McCarthy. Ryan, how you doing today, brother?
Doing pretty good. Ready to talk some playoff hockey with you guys. So I'm ready to roll. I'm caffeinated. I'm hydrated. Let's get rolling.
No, for sure. So what do you do for Belly Up and what shows you host and write about and all that good stuff?
I am a man of many hats at Belly Up Sports. So I'm the New York Jets beat writer. I also write about hockey, write about different sports in particular. I also host my own podcast, which is No Credentials Required, one of the best podcast names out there, FYI. And I'm also play-by-play / studio analyst for our Northern Louisiana Football Association coverage, and coming soon, our Northern Elite Football League coverage. So,
wow!
If I'll sleep when I'm dead for Belly Up Sports. Let's just put it that way.
Basically,
but no,
we're trying to do everything here.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, I'm praying, got my fingers crossed. We could add some live hockey coverage with Belly Up TV very, very soon, hopefully next season. So hoping and praying. We're still working things out. We got a lot of stuff coming on Belly Up TV side with live sports very, very soon.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully a lot of cool stuff down the pipe. So we're really excited for a lot of things there come to Belly Up just overall. So
yeah, you know what's coming.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you know what's coming. You know what's I'm kind of excited for though. Croquet.
What's that?
Croquet.
Yes.
I'm so excited for croquet.
Shiny balls.
We're here for the croquet league.
I said shiny balls and didn't lose it for that read was a miracle in and of itself.
That works. All right, so down to our bottom right of the screen, we have our graphic designer, the extraordinaire to what everyone saw on the socials with the fire graphics. We got Alan Kosman. Alan, how are you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. Got to sleep in a little, so I'm a little more
Must be nice.
Slept. Saturday's my only day.
Oh, that's well. We appreciate you getting up in the mountain time zones to be able to join us today. So we, like you said, man, the graphics you've done for just everything, like for this show, all the logos you've done for everyone else across the board here at Belly Up, we appreciate your work, sir.
No problem. It's fun to do. Gives me something to do. Keeps me out of trouble. Builds my skills.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. And our last person, we got a fellow new person to Belly Up in general, a great writer. Really excited to see, all the stuff that's going to come out. We got Bailey Curtis, also from the Mountain Time region. Bailey,
Yes.
How are you doing this morning? Thank you for getting up super early to join us today.
I know my alarm went off at 7:15 this morning. It was fantastic. So yeah, I'm a little tired because I didn't go to sleep till midnight. So I'm chugging through, but I'm excited, hoping this hockey talk kind of wakes
Bailey,
me up a little bit.
Billy, I got a question. Is it snowing where you are right now?
We have, I want to say, a total of about 7 inches on the ground right now.
Wow.
So maybe even more. I could be wrong. I don't know. The last time I checked.
Yesterday, I told her she's more than welcome to come visit me in Florida, where we have 0 snow.
Every single person I've talked to in the past 24 hours has been like, yeah, it's been 80, it's been 90. We had a
100.
solid 38 yesterday.
That's very solid. Yeah, so you're always welcome to come back east where it's not snowing in the third week of May, because
I will say the
Okay.
humidity would be terrible though. So I'm kind of
you
glad
are
I'm not
lying.
missing out on that.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I grew up back east for 18 years. So, I mean, I am used to it. It's just I've lived here for almost 3 years now. So I've kind of become accustomed to the dryness.
Yeah, I used to live in Northern California for a couple of years. So I got kind of used to the dry heat. So I totally get that. It's
I am
No.
so sorry, Zach.
I mean, it was a fun cup of coffee in Northern California, but no, if I had to pick somewhere else to live, it'd be back in North Carolina. I'm in the other Carolina. It is what it is, but
The worst
get-
one. No offense.
hey, you're not going to get any arguments
Yeah.
out of me. But yeah, so this would be a fun show. It's only an hour, but you know what? It's hockey talk in the morning. Wake up, have a cup of coffee, enjoy some hockey talk. So I don't know
some
about the rest of
bacon.
you. Hey, you know what? It's never wrong to have a bacon in the morning. I mean, why not,
Never.
right? Right?
Never.
Never,
All right.
never.
Never.
Especially
So-
especially with a donut with maple glaze. Mm.
Oh
Ooh.
yes. Oh yes.
Or you can get really fancy and have the donut as the buns and have a bacon, egg, and cheese in the middle of it, or some crazy concoction that you
Donut
always
hamburger.
donut hamburger.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
It is.
I would like
You-
to
you
live
should-
to see tomorrow.
Hey, you only live. Yeah, YOLO. Just why not, right?
Yeah,
That's-
YOLO, but also YOLO more than a day.
That's
Fair.
very yeah. Because honestly, though, because we don't want to miss all the hockey, and basically these playoffs right now. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's probably been the most electric playoffs I've seen in probably a little while. Penalties though in the first round, a little much. I mean,
It's
Beth,
been
what-
very unique in that sense.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Because you're kind of used to okay, you might get calls here and there, nothing too crazy, but then it's for whatever reason, the first round, especially for the Hurricanes Rangers series, or Hurricanes Boston, it's a plethora of penalties. It's what are we doing here? Are we in
Round
the
one,
playoffs?
game
Penalty
two.
box can be
Round
insane.
one, game two had over 40 penalty minutes between both teams, which was baffling to me, especially in the playoffs.
Go sit in box, feel shame. Then get free.
Or
I'm
big
out.
game.
You feel shame.
Well, especially too when you're the Boston Bruins and have 4 guys in the box, not once but twice. I
Oh,
mean,
and they just had bad
Penalty
luck
box
in the box too,
parties.
especially with that whole glass situation.
oh yeah, in Boston, yeah, that was
Oh,
that was a
That was
little
tough.
bit that was a little
That
bit
was
brutal.
tough.
All right, so going around the horn, what was the game? What series kind of caught your attention in round one more than everyone else? Beth, we'll start with you. What series caught your attention in round one more than everyone else?
Well, it had to be the sweep of my least favorite team, the Nashville Predators.
Love it.
That was just, it's a thing that you love to see. As a Blackhawks fan, anytime the Predators get swept or the Blues get swept, or pretty much anybody in the Central Division gets swept, we love to see it, but to see it happen to Nashville
Oh yeah.
was just like chef's kiss beauty. It was just something I love to see. And then it was really sad because we went 84 years without Avalanche hockey.
What felt like anyway?
We all aged very significantly.
84 years.
That's
84 years since
See, that's what you-
Avalanche hockey.
That's what you get for not getting the memo. You're supposed to go at least 6 or 7 games. That's your own fault for going in 4. Like,
Yeah.
what do
No,
you want us
see,
to do?
It was really needed, though. I mean, with Darcy Kemper's injury to his eye,
Yeah.
like that time off was absolutely needed to allow him to heal and not have to stretch that out. That was definitely something that needed to happen. It sucked that there was no Avalanche hockey to watch because it's been fun to watch them this season. But then I just kind of flipped around between games, didn't really settle on a series. Watched a whole lot of Game 7s because if you're a hockey fan and you don't watch Game 7 hockey,
What are you doing?
is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
reevaluate your life.
Yeah, you need that extra spike of your heart rate going up just a little bit and having like that nauseating feeling of like, all right, I might throw up or I might be excited. Let's see how it works out after this game. Yeah,
I may throw up. I may be excited. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going to happen. I
There
might
may
do
be
both.
some tears mixed in.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
glass case of emotions.
They finally maxed her off the bridge. That like for the fact we had the most Game 7s in one round, I think ever, or been for like a really long time. That was the insane part too. It was just so many Game 7s in a span of 2 days. It's like you could luckily like no one played on Monday, so it's like we're giving you all Monday off. Go have fun on Tuesday.
We all got to catch up on sleep on Monday, and then Tuesday they were like, "Here you go."
Here comes more chaos.
We're gonna give you overtime, and
hockey.
we're gonna like make you panic.
Yeah,
and
just
then-
a little. Yeah,
And it's only gonna be one overtime.
yeah. Unlike a triple OT. But Ryan, what series caught your attention around one?
The series that caught my attention was Tampa Bay Toronto, and it was the prevailing narrative. It was a prevailing narrative of two narratives. The first one was, can Tampa three-peat? That's the biggest question during the whole playoffs. Is if Tampa can three-peat, is the hunger gone? Is the hunger for another cup gone? Because that series went 7, and Toronto not getting out of the first round since 2004. It's been
I feel
almost
so bad for Steve Dangle. Like,
oh, dude, it's like the thing, like his video though, like it basically give you the best of what Steve is, and like you have to inspire. Like it makes you feel good, like being like all of us hockey fanatics. We're like we are really into this.
we're not alone. Also, I loved when he changed into the ref jersey. He was like, "Wait, when did I get a Tampa Bay jersey?" And I was like,
I mean, where's the lie? Where's
no
the
lies
lie?
detected.
I didn't even know that. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's
but that series alone, I mean, no team won more than one game. It was kind of like it was hockey tennis. One team's winning one game, the next game the other team wins the game. Then the next and one team, then the other team. It just went back and forth until Game 7, and Tampa happened to win Game 7. I'll talk about them. I'm going to talk about them a lot in this live stream because of what they were doing in the Florida series. But that series was just it was in Game 7 alone was a clinic to watch. And if you're a fan of block shots, you're gonna love the Tampa Bay Lightning because they block shots, and they did that entire game against Toronto in Game 7. They put on a clinic in that regard.
I mean, they sent like 5 or 10 guys down the tunnel in the entirety of Game 2 versus Florida from blocking shots. Stammer blocked one off of his hand, and I felt that like all the way here in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Brandon Hagel blocked one with the inside of his foot, and I was like, "Bagel, no!"
That round one, like, and Steve, I think Steve even said it too in his video. Like, you look at, I think someone brought it up to was like 11 or 13 games throughout the entire year that those two teams played each other. Like, it was alternating in the regular season and in the playoffs. The first team to get back-to-back wins was Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah,
which is wild to think about. It's like, so you're telling me the entire regular season and the playoffs, no team won back-to-back until it mattered for 6 and 7. That's brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
And it just showed you how evenly matched these teams were. I mean, granted, Tampa had the better goalie. Let's face it. Tampa has the better goalie in Vasilevsky. He's won 2 cups. He's won a Vezina trophy for a reason. I believe he won a translation trophy for a reason. But yeah, now for Toronto,
Jack
it's gonna be
Campbell's
interesting.
not bad though. Jack
Campbell's
not a bad
very
goalie.
good. But here's the thing: Jack Campbell's a free agent. He's I believe he's an RFA.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if they keep him around.
So watch the Chicago Blackhawks be like, "Hey, Jack, you want to come to Chicago?"
It'll be my New Jersey Devils for sure. We're paying for the first rounder.
The Devils need a goalie more.
That's true.
I was gonna say it
There are
almost
so many
seemed.
teams that need goalies right now.
I was gonna say, but it almost seemed like Toronto kind of had a little bit of struggle bus with their goalies this season overall, though, too. So I feel like they put
always
all
a
of their
Yeah.
coins into the Jack Campbell bucket because you had Mrazek who went on waivers earlier in the season too.
And what was the other goalie they were in love with for about a
2
week or
weeks.
two? Yeah,
And I went back to the Marlies when as soon as Jack Campbell got hot.
yeah. I forget what his name was, but everyone was loving him, and it's just like, bruh. It's basically like Toronto's curse with goalies, and then when they leave, they're good. So it's like,
I mean, how can you not love Jack Campbell though? He is like the greatest cat dad that has ever existed. Like his content is just so wholesome. And even his teammates are like, I've never met somebody who's like so positive on the ice. He's always saying nice things to us. And I'm just like, he's so sweet. Can we keep him forever?
we're very pro goalies here.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
the goalie you're referring to is Eric Kallgren.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He had his hot 2 minutes in Toronto before they were like, we don't like you anymore. Get out.
12 games started, 8-4-1, 3.31 goals against, 888 save percentage. So yeah,
Well, also too the
He
defense.
got wins, but
Well,
W's, but he couldn't
also
keep the puck out of the net.
the defense in Toronto is outside of Morgan Riley. It's also kind of suspect too. So I mean, there's that. So Alan, what series caught your attention in round 1? I know you're probably going to say the Avalanche, but
No, the Avalanche is over too early. So I was paying attention to Florida because I've been saying it all playoff long. I want to see a rematch of 95-96. I want to see the Florida Panthers and the Colorado Avalanche in the finals, but the same outcome. Maybe a little more games. Maybe not this week.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. The thing was that with Florida, everyone thought that the Capitals were going to take them out because of the way that series was going, and then Florida decided to finally show up. Then it's like, okay, here's Florida, but now they're playing Tampa, and I've been saying this. I was on another podcast, and I was saying this too, and we even said it last night on our Kane Spaces. And it's like Florida was built for a President's Trophy run, but I don't think that they're built for a Stanley Cup run because, yes, they do score, but their defense isn't really that great, and their goaltending is really not that great either.
Wait, the Panthers score goals? I didn't.
Well, I mean, they're called the comeback cats for a reason.
Yeah,
wow.
My thing with that series, like the Battle of Florida last year was electric, and this year it's like
Florida rolled over, and they're like becoming like a rug in the Tampa Bay Lightning's like locker room.
Yeah.
Like they're a floor rug.
We need to send the
we got a
Panthers
Panther skin rug on the carpet in the Tampa locker room.
We got to send the Panthers some kitten mittens because they'll be smitten. Maybe they'll get things going that way.
Get them some cat dip or catnip and be like, here, come on. Like figure something out. It's wild. You see how Florida was in the first round. You see them all season, not shut out once, goals galore, and then you come into the second round and it's like their willpower is like almost non-existent. Like they went through the ringer with the Capitals, and now it's like they can't beat Tampa at all. And it's like, are you basically saying that it's like is the President's Trophy curse real, or are you guys just really getting exposed that you really had no defense? You just had to outscore everyone. That's why you had like 9-8, 7-5 games constantly because you can just score but can't play defense.
The President's Trophy is less cursed than a Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup. So
that's also very true, but it's like,
yeah,
but that's brutal. I think it's really more of they're getting exposed more than anything else right now.
Yeah. For sure.
Like their goaltending is not that great, and neither is their defense. It's just they can just score constantly, and that's the only. They basically have to beat them by outscoring them at that.
And their coach looks lost. Like
Yeah.
round
That
2,
does
he
look
has
lost.
just looked lost behind the bench. Every time they pan to him, I'm like, this man doesn't know what to do.
No,
Like he looks lost.
well, because I think Florida really like they've been into the obviously they've been to the playoffs last year, but I don't think they've been to the playoffs in a sense of like can you do
Playoffs?
this?
Playoffs. What are
Playoffs?
I was telling a friend the other day, we were talking
What are
about how he looked
playoffs?
lost. I was like, he's not used to working this late in the year, so he's not sure what to do. He's used to being on vacation.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like you see the teams that have been there and done that, like they've gone in deep runs. Florida, I don't think they've really gone enough deep runs, especially with their core like Huberdeau and Ekblad and all that. I think they're finally seeing like, okay, welcome to round 2. You're really going to see what it's like, especially when you have a team who's on a hunt for a three-peat, and every other team who's been in it has gone a significant amount of time in the playoffs. So it's really kind of showing right now of like, yeah, you were built for a regular season run, but you might not be built for a playoff run when you're going that many games.
What's funny is watching the Battle of Florida, Claude Giroux is basically invisible. And for somebody who went to a team to win a cup, he's non-existent.
I will say I've noticed that for a lot of like big names on teams in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, but
Claude aside Giroux, from maybe
to say
McJesus, but
to say F you Philly, I want to go win a cup. I don't trade me, and I want to go to Florida because I want to win a cup. To become invisible in the playoffs, like maybe it wasn't just the team that prevented you from winning a cup, Claude Giroux. Where are you?
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. So Bailey, what series caught your attention around 1?
So I am torn between my main team and my mistress team, I think here. Just because for different reasons. I mean, obviously the Avs sweeping was absolutely wonderful. I mean, Cale Makar,
yeah,
generational talent, fantastic performance in the playoffs. Like I have no words other than that. Just Cale Makar. But seeing a different kind of team come out of my team series, the physicality that was brought out, especially in games 1 and 2 of the Hurricanes Bruins series.
Oh yeah,
was something that Hurricanes fans haven't seen in a long time, just because, I mean, we are not by a long shot the most physical team in the NHL. Not at all.
We're not built for that.
No, like, I mean, you see a little more physicality coming out of certain players. I mean, Svechnikov's comes to mind, but like the physicality that was shown, especially in games 1 and 2, and to see that flip for games 3 and on, like, I don't know what kind of talk the head coaches had with their teams, but they looked like completely different teams from game 2 and game 3. And it was just very weird because almost every single person I talked to is like, you haven't started the playoffs until you've gotten a win at home. And the Canes haven't done that yet, but it's still amazing to see kind of what they do with not getting an away win.
Right.
But still taking that series to go.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily it worked out to where the Canes did have like the game 7 advantage where they can play it at home. So that's definitely one. That's why you really want to try to get home ice advantage. Yeah,
right.
That
home ice makes a difference.
It does, and it's interesting to see how that whole series played out. Because I mean, a lot of people were like, "Oh, the Canes are going to win it, or Boston's going to sweep them," and stuff like that. And people thought I was crazy for going in 7, but I'm like, it's Boston. You don't really want to overlook them.
And that's the thing that was crazy about it for the series for me is we had like a plus 17 point differential against the Bruins in the regular season.
Yeah.
So I went into this series thinking like, oh, it's Boston. We swept them during the regular season. It's going to happen again during round 1. And they came to play.
Boston is a different beast in the postseason.
Oh,
they
yes.
always have been.
No pun intended because Bears.
Yeah, it's
look. Undercover puns are kind of my thing. Okay.
Okay, we know it's fantastic. It's all right.
It's fantastic.
I know.
But no, that's the thing. That's why I kept saying Bruins in 7, because it's like, yeah, it's the regular season. It did happen, but we're also talking playoffs. It's a completely different, because you're going from playing like 3 times a season to now you're every other day. Adjustments are going to be made. And
adjustments don't happen over time in the playoffs. Like you play Boston and then you go play 3 other teams and then you play Boston again.
Exactly.
You don't have that in the playoffs. You have to make adjustments in 24 to 48 hours.
You know, especially now where it's the every other day schedule that we had for round 1, where it's like, I don't think there was like a time like where we did not have hockey until like that Monday after round 1. It's basically
it was
you want hockey? Here you go, hockey across the board.
Right. And then Monday you're like, but what do I do with my eyes now? Like, I don't know what to do.
But I want more.
It was like me during the Avs series. Like I had no idea what to do aside.
Thanks, Avalanche.
Hockey in my veins.
I will say though, if I never have to hear perfection line ever again, I will be the happiest human being on earth.
I'm over it. I'm over the perfection line.
Yeah. It's the ESPN crew just so
I'm so glad the Avalanche series round 2 is not being broadcast on ESPN. It's all on TNT. My heart is so happy.
You want to brag a little more, Beth?
The Avalanche are on TNT.
Unfortunately, we're stuck on ESPN for the Hurricanes. I don't
have TNT, unfortunately.
So. I love the fact that for the Hurricanes we had Bally Sports do their first round, so it was actually kind of nice watching that feed.
Local broadcasts, I missed them already.
Yeah, like Maniscalco, Willis, and Nabula Bar, like that was.
With Mosier too, with the Avs, like he is a totally different voice compared to all the others.
Yeah,
the voices in general.
Oh yeah,
are totally different voices.
The only crew I really enjoy from ESPN is Bob Wischusen. I love Bob Wischusen because he's I'm a little bit biased because he's the radio guy for my New York Jets, but he's an excellent broadcaster. But hold on, to be fair, he's a great broadcaster overall because I also enjoy his college football. And when I saw he was going to be on the hockey this year, I'm like, oh sweet, Bob Wischusen is awesome. But everybody else is just like, I mean, Sean McDonough I kind of like. Steve Levy is meh.
I like the studio crews.
The
commentators they've had on the games have just been, like I watch ESPN games on mute because I just can't.
Yeah.
Like that's why I watch Emily Kaplan interviews because she is
it's Emily
queen.
Kaplan.
I will say that's what I really like about the spaces that especially the Canes and the Avs hold. Because I know Zach and I kind of flip-flop on hosting those Canes spaces, but Kyle hosting those Avs spaces is absolutely glorious because I can just tune out ESPN and it's beautiful.
Yeah, but then we have nights like last night where you have Kevin Weeks on the desk in intermissions and you can't not listen to
where is Kevin Weeks?
Where in the world is Kevin Weeks?
But then of course you also have Ryan Callahan and I'm like,
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan got it.
Yeah. So anyway, Zach, what about you?
Well,
Zach, what about you?
What about you, Zach? Tell us.
I don't know. To be honest and to be fair, sidebar. I'm really excited for Shorzy to come out in about like less than a week. So I'm ready for that to come out because I'm really excited. But honestly though, I've only watched 2 series in the first round because with work and stuff and
hockey.
It's a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
Well, the one team I kind of watch on and off it was with the Avalanche because with the Av spaces I was kind of watching every other game. It was kind of tough to watch every single one, but the only series I watch obviously was the Hurricanes because someone's got to host the Cane spaces sometimes. So that's obviously it's gonna be the Hurricanes. I mean, it's my team. They're in the playoffs. Avalanche because it's just fun to watch because it's just something to do with all the cool Avs people. But I think both those series are really fun. They give you different like dynamic of how teams are kind of set up and how their style of play is. Like the Avalanche and the Hurricanes are kind of the same in their dynamics. It's just the Avalanche kind of did it faster. Plus is against the Preds. their
It's beautiful
goaltending
when it happens against the Preds.
their goaltending situation for Nashville, like, you knew that series was going to be over fast because without Saros, Nashville had no goaltending. They were basically
they chased Rittich out of the net real quick, and then poor Connor Ingram. Like,
Connor Ingram got
former Adirondack Thunder goaltender.
I will say
Orlando Solar Bears goaltender.
He was under an avalanche of pressure.
Ayo. Well, Zach, because I don't know, I suspect you work a later shift, correct?
No, I actually work. I work from like 6 until 4. So I work a lot. It's all morning shifts, but it's like I still have to go to sleep at a decent time, so I miss a lot of the West Coast.
Zach works like 10 to 12-hour days, so
I will say.
Yeah,
I was going to point to an app called the NHL app. You can actually listen to games on the.
I could, but I'm gonna. It's very loud.
And multiple feeds too.
Well, it's really loud in my truck though, and I don't have a headpiece that I want to wear. So while I'm driving, because I'm moving.
A headpiece.
A headpiece.
Don't even. I don't know. I'm still drinking my morning. I'm still drinking my morning coffee. Leave me alone.
He broke his favorite mug. Give him a break.
He did. He broke his favorite mug. He melted the sweater on his Build-A-Bear. His Carolina Hurricanes merchandise is just going down.
I wonder if the universe is trying to tell you something, Zach.
I really hope not, and that's what I'm afraid of. That's why I'm not looking at you guys right now, because
I think the universe is trying to tell him to do the ad read for Canadips.
I think he is too. I think
is it time for the Canadips? I mean,
I believe it is. Yeah, we're halfway through the show, so we might as well.
Humboldt.
I mean,
we love them.
Oh, I love my Canadips. I mean, the Maui Wowie, this is the first one I've tried. It's really, really good. So for those who don't know Canadips, obviously you can see right here down on the screen. They're really amazing. I cannot rave about these guys enough. I got my mom to get a can herself. She got the Strawberry Crush. I said, I got Maui Wowie. I got 2 more that I'm about ready to order myself. If you're basically, you get 100% American grown hemp in this. I think it's like the good thing too is it's like you're talking about 10 milligrams per pouch. You got 15 pouches in these things. If you do one a day, this thing can last you about a couple weeks. And that's a good thing about this. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I feel changed with these Canadips. I mean,
I do
Beth,
too.
How's it with your Canadips?
It's great. I usually pop a pouch in after lunch, eat my lunch, have some CBD, chill out for the rest of my day. But the other thing I love about Canadips, they're based out of Humboldt, Canada. If you are a hockey fan, you know how much we still love and support the Humboldt community. So the fact that we can continue to do that through this company is also something that I just absolutely love.
Oh, for sure. And another good thing about this too is it takes out the old 100-year tradition of what dips actually do, where it's really messy. You need a spit.
There's no spitting. You don't have to spit with these. You just pop them in. About an hour later, you pop it out. You're good to go.
Yeah, hour or 2, depending on how much you want it in there and stuff. But that's a good thing. And the fact they've found a way to absorb it in, it's a really great job. And like I said, it's 100% American grown. It's just CBD. It's just, you don't have to worry about anything else out, with other things with CBD that you can get somewhere else. So it's just all natural. Like I said, you're talking 150 milligrams per can, which is 10 per pouch. And the good thing with this too is their store is open 24/7. Go on, jump on, go find your pouches. There's a bunch of different ones. They got mango, they got peach. Like I said, they got the Humboldt series.
The other great thing is if you use the code that's scrolling across the bottom of your screen, you get 20% off, people.
Oh yeah, so if you go to Canadips,
15.
Yeah,
it's more than 10.
Exactly. So if you go to Canadips.com or CanadipsCBD.com/BellyUp20, or if you use BellyUp20 at the checkout, you get 20% off your order. And it also helps support Canadips, but also supports us at Belly Up, because if you want us to bring more great content like, these live shows, or just supporting the podcast, why don't you head on over and get yourself a nice can of Canadips? Because, what else are you going to do with your life? If you want to feel good, you want to get relaxed, because for me, with my mental health, these things help perfectly. So do yourself a favor, do your soul, do your feelings a favor, go get some Canadips.
And do Belly Up a favor and get some candidates. I'm just going to leave the ticker down there for a few minutes just to make sure everybody sees it. They can write it down. I mean, they can't click on it. So I want to make sure they can.
What's that promo code again?
It's Belly Up 20. I wish I could give you a swipe up, but I don't have the ability to do so.
Yeah, Belly Up 20 at checkout. And then, like I said, cannadipscbd.com/bellyup20, belly up 20 at checkout. You can get yourself some nice can dips, and you save yourself a little cash, but also you make yourself feel nice with these nice cans of the can dips. So thank you to Can Dips for giving us the ad reads so we can talk about you guys, because you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the support that you guys do, and also all of our other amazing sponsors. We got In the Clutch Apparel, very very awesome group. Shocked Hydrate,
delicious, so good.
The watermelon and the green apple, very great flavors.
Yes.
Can't thank them enough. Like I said, In the Clutch Apparel, 100% licensed products. We got, MLS, we got MLB, we got all these other greats. We also have vintage hockey t-shirts. Like I took a look at them.
Chicago Cougars, Atlanta Thrashers,
Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
The New Jersey Devils.
The New England Whale too.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I was thinking to get myself one of those.
Whale. It's the whale.
It's the whale. Well, here's another cool thing too, is they also do custom merch for the Belly Up podcast if they want to get some custom merch. So sorry, I have to do a little bit of a self plug. I have merch for the Surgecast. So if you want some Hurricanes gear, head on over to In the Clutch Apparel. So, but also at the very bottom corner of the right screen, Primo X Hockey. If you're looking for great hockey equipment and apparel and stuff like that, they are based out of Raleigh. Great group of guys. Give them a call too. Hit them up on their internet, on their website,
on the interwebs.
In the interwebs.
Some great stuff too. But a lot of great sponsors here at Belly Up. A lot of great people around it too. Like just inside with everyone here. Mike and Blaine doing all this. We got some great fantasy writers. We got writers across the board, podcasters. I mean,
we have
Belly Up's the place to be.
Every sport. There's a croquet show, people. Croquet.
Shiny balls.
I may be a little biased because I'm helping out with that croquet show, so go tune in.
Ooh,
Shiny balls.
There you go.
Hey, I did the voiceover read for that. Okay, like I am also partial to the croquet show. We need more niche sports coverage in our lives.
Why not, right? Give us all the sports. Give us all the sports. But
Jason Cooper and Andrew Layduck know a lot about shiny balls.
Penny LeDuc.
Manscaped. Oh.
Unfortunately, Manscaped is not sponsoring this live stream.
No,
but
they aren't.
No,
thank God, because I wouldn't make it through that ad read. I'm sorry.
thank you, Canadips, for helping us out.
Thank you, Canadips, for being fantastic. Hold on, let me pop this ticker back up real quick. Thank you, Canadips. You're amazing. We absolutely love you.
That's Ken Zach.
Plus, I have to say too, like the design of these things are so nice. Like
spot on.
Like you can definitely get that Hawaiian vibes from this. That's why I kind of got it, because I love Hawaii, because I've been there a good number of times, and it's like it just gives you the nice island vibe.
I love Zach's humble brag that he's been to Hawaii a couple times.
The nice thing too about when you smell these things, they smell really good too. Like you can actually get the pineapple scent off of these. Yeah. And yes, humble brag, Hawaii
Zach,
3 times.
Humble brag, Hawaii a few times.
Put your cans away. Let's talk some hockey.
Fine. I'll put my cans away.
I don't need to hear how many times you've been to Hawaii,
right, Mr. Privilege? There's no hockey in Hawaii.
Do they have hockey in Hawaii?
Yeah. No hockey yet, but
no Hawaii.
No
Hawaii.
That's our next podcast. Let's talk Hawaii.
Let's talk Hawaii. It's all about Hawaiian hockey and only Hawaiian hockey.
The lava rings kind of melt the ice, so it's a little bit hard.
Imagine a stadium series. Imagine a stadium series
next to a volcano.
Somebody scores a goal, volcano goes off.
Yeah.
There's your red light.
Eruption.
Right there. That's right.
It's like the slime cans. Like the slime cans for the Nickelodeon.
All right. So what are we looking forward to this round? Because I know
round 2 has been it's on an interesting start.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think a standout moment for me so far has been the Battle of Alberta.
You mean 15 goals in game 1?
15 goals, a record-breaking 15 goals.
Oh, then what was like what?
15
Like, what
goals. It was 8 last night.
It was 8 last night, and I lost a bet.
So basically, what you're
No,
saying is
the
there's no
over was
defense or
8.5.
goaltending.
You won. You were
Oh,
the
did
only
I
one
win
who
that?
won the bet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even.
You were the only one who won. The over was 8.5, and we all were like, "It's gonna be way." I said there were gonna be 13 goals in the whole game.
Yeah,
We all lost. You won.
Yeah, so yeah, if anyone was in the Kane Spaces last night, we were doing over-unders and how many goals in game 2, and we're like, I said 8.5. Everyone's like, oh, hammer the over, and Bailey's like, I'm gonna go for the under and see what happens. And it's like, hey, you got 8 goals.
And Bailey's the only one.
I just got it. I was just barely there.
You were that like, you know what? If it's an inch or a mile, a win's a win, basically.
Yeah.
So there you go. But yeah, and then the Hurricanes. I mean, that game was nerve-wracking the entire time. I mean,
I will
one
say
goal.
I said this in the space last night. I was like, if I hadn't watched game 1 of round 2, I would have thought the play from the Canes last night was iffy.
Hold on, let's put it in ESPN terms. It was boring hockey.
It was boring hockey. My bad. But I don't know. It was definitely a big step up from what we saw in rounds 1 and 2 from game 1. And of course, the Rangers. I mean, it was only by 1 goal, and it was a shorthanded goal from Brendan Smith of all people.
Yeah,
a shorthanded goal.
How about that pass though from one Sebastian Aho? Ah, yeah, there we go. See the matching Aho jerseys, love it. But
we're on the same wavelength, my friend.
Yeah, there's gonna be many times we're gonna be on the same wavelength later this summer. So a little drop, a little teaser.
You do still have your Tony DeAngelo issue where he can't seem to remember what team
this
he plays
is
for.
True.
You know what though? I don't really want to pay attention to him right now because I've had a lot of friends who do like him, and I'm like, I try to not give them a whole lot of crap for it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be nice about it. But
Tony Angelo is a do not bring up topic.
That's why I refer to him as TDA.
Yes.
Because I don't want to talk about him, but
that's too many syllables for me to focus on.
Yeah, we've got the boring Battle of Florida. Like
yes, okay.
Going back to the that deep for that game, the first 2 games you go from like a bunch to 4 in 2 games for the Hurricanes.
I know
it's wild. Antti Raanta, I mean, have a playoff, sir.
Like, you mean Stanley Cup champion Antti Raanta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna be a multi Stanley Cup winner after this year.
He played for this team over here too with that guy.
He's also gonna be a multi Cup.
Okay, champion. Sure. Whatever you say.
Okay, this guy is having a playoff of his life. Like he actually gets a chance to play playoff
I will
games.
say, yeah,
and he's absolutely out of his mind. A 21 save shutout last night,
but for how much longer?
I will say, for as much as it sucks, Freddie.
When Freddie's healthy, Auntie's back on the bench.
Nope.
For sure.
I don't know.
You can't do that
because we're writing a hot hand with Auntie.
You don't
Ranta.
do that.
And I will say,
take him out.
I write the hot goal in the playoffs.
You do, but then things can change quite quickly, especially when you're playing a team like the Rangers with Artemi Panarin and Adam Fox, who's maybe a defenseman but can score goals.
You don't want to turn into
the
Leafs.
Candidate Shesterkin.
But the
you don't want to turn into the Leafs. You put Anderson back to the Leafs.
Anderson's played insanely better than he ever did on the Leafs.
I will say though,
it's the Leafs, not him, that was the issue.
I will say though, as much as it sucks, Freddie Anderson getting injured was one of the best things that could have happened for Auntie Ranta.
Oh, for sure. It really stinks how it worked out, but it's just like he's always been good though. Like he played really well this entire season, and it's like people are like, "Oh, it's Auntie Ranta. He's gonna do nothing in the playoffs," and you're just like, "Why are you writing him off? He's not a bad goalie. He was behind Corey Crawford. He was behind Henrik Lundqvist, and he contributes Hank to helping him teach. Even Henrik Lundqvist is like, you guys are gonna have a problem because I did teach him. So
think about this too. All right. So coming from a New Jersey Devil standpoint, as a fan for pretty much my entire life, your goaltender is only good as the defense in front of him.
This is something I preach all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Bailey. Yeah, because for years, everybody says, oh, Marty Brodeur has so many wins because the New Jersey Devils played boring hockey. No, they played sound, defensive, fundamental hockey defensively. That's what the Carolina Hurricanes are doing right now against the New York Rangers, who could score goals in bunches. We saw it again in the series against Pittsburgh. The Hurricanes are playing shutdown defense, and Ante Ranta is just they're just making life easier for Ante Ranta.
And I will say miracles do happen, and goalies have many moments where they can stand on their freaking head. And there have been a lot of goalie moments like that during the playoffs, and the Hurricanes with Ante Ranta are not the only one.
I'll just refer you to 2-time Stanley Cup champion Corey Crawford,
who dipped and dove on the New Jersey Devils before last season.
That's not his fault.
He made it to like a quarter of a day of camp before he was like, you know what, I should have just retired. I'm out.
Do not blame him. That's not his fault. Also,
and now he's playing the greatest suburban dad ever in Chicago. So
also another goalie that came out of nowhere for a Stanley Cup run, also with the Hurricanes.
Pyotr Kochetkov. Oh, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Arturs Urban.
I thought we were talking about this season. I was going to say Pyotr Kochetkov's had a fantastic.
He has.
Is Blackhawks legend Cam Ward? Is that who you're speaking?
Hey, I will say I have a fond love for Cam Ward. He was the first ever Canes jersey that I had. I used to be a goalie in soccer, and he was like my idol for many, many years.
She has a picture with the man as
yes, my profile picture is a picture with Cam Ward. I have a picture of him hanging up at my apartment. Yes.
Okay. His number needs to get retired. That's all I have to say.
Yes,
Retire's number ended now. All right.
Also good for another reason, because he was a very big proponent of Hockey Ministries International, which I was involved in for 9 seasons in Albany.
Yes.
And that'll be interesting to see if we don't get Freddie anytime soon. Speaking of Cam Ward and the rookie, we've kind of got sitting bench for us right now. It'll be interesting to see, because he's got a lot of pressure on him if he does play games, to live up to the Cam Ward hype.
Pretty much.
He has had no issues hopping in under pressure and stealing games for the Hurricanes, and also like bullying Brad Marchand. Like,
yes,
I love it.
that one picture,
like
the one picture.
Come here, little man. Please mess with me, little man.
I will squash you like little bug.
You don't want to do this.
You are a tiny man, tiny man.
You are a tiny man. I will squash you like a rat.
You don't want to do this.
That is not.
What I love is that one picture with just the height differences and the weight differences at the bottom of the picture. It's just like you can't. Not only can you see like the actual like statistics of like how tall are they, but like it's just
yeah. All right, so Ryan, round two. Like what are your thoughts overall? I know we're like this is day 4 now we're going into day 4 of round 2. Like, what have your thoughts been overall with all the matchups to this date going into day 4?
Florida's offense should be on the back of a milk carton right now because they are not adept at scoring. But part of the reason why they're not adept at scoring is because of the fact that, and I brought this up before in the earlier segment, blocked shots. Look at I'm going to take you to school on these stats here. Game one, Lightning, 16 blocked shots. Game 2, 24 blocked shots.
Wow.
Just the pain that my body feels saying those words, like blocking a piece of 3-inch vulcanized rubber is not
at 98 miles per hour.
90 miles an hour.
No, thanks.
It is not an enjoyable experience. It leaves a mark.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
So,
that's
brutal.
There's only so much that pads can do for that too.
Well, I mean,
it's true.
Stamkos blocked a shot with the side of with his glove, and he went to the bench and took his glove off, and I was like, "Ooh, that's already swelling," because it was like here. It wasn't like the back of the hand; it was here. And I'm like, "Ooh, that's a broken hand. Look at that! Isn't it pretty?" Brandon Hagel blocked the shot with the inside of his foot. They were even saying on like the commentary, do not take that boot off. Because if you take that skate off, you're not getting it back on for days.
Oh, and it's everything bagel though too. It's like, come on, not bagel.
Don't hurt look, Tampa. We gave you our bagel and said take care of him and love him. And what have you done to him? You hurt him.
And plus, like they also sucked his energy of scoring out. Like he was a monster in Chicago, and it's like
he scored everything bagels all the time, and we loved it.
Yeah, now he's in Tampa. Yeah, now in Tampa, he's like,
yeah, he's trying.
Yeah, nothing against him.
But I'm very happy I'm super happy that Ross Colton got me some money on my DraftKings my DraftKings account for that game winner in game 2. No, but Florida's on milk carton. Florida's offense is on milk carton right now. Battle of Alberta. Wow, that's just
their defense is on a milk carton.
I will say,
both their defense are milk carton. And goaltending. Their goaltending is brutal.
Last night. I don't know if this goes to show for the skill of McJesus or the lack of from Markstrom, but McDavid's goal last night was he made it look so easy.
The assist on the first goal, where he had one hand on his stick and he just kind of shuffleboarded it to Duncan Keith, and he wound up scoring.
Oh,
that was an amazing assist.
Who would have thought Duncan Keith? It's like okay, here's your 19th playoff goal, and it's like. First one without the Blackhawks, and you're like, okay.
And our hearts all went.
We love you, Duncan.
Chicago used to run on Duncan.
Now it's Edmonton. Edmonton runs on oil and
Tim Hortons won't allow them to come to the country.
Tim Hortons would like to have a word, sir.
Exactly. It's like, hold up.
So there is a series we haven't talked about in round 2, y'all, and I'm feeling a little neglected.
Avs and the Blues.
Is it Avs Blues or is it the other one?
We've talked about the Canes and the Rangers.
Zach has talked about the Canes and the Rangers.
I've contributed. I will say it's not just
and Bailey.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
but I will say the one thing that I definitely expected coming out of that, I was very hopeful for my Mistress team to sweep again. I did not think it was going to happen. It's been a very interesting series to watch so far.
I honestly expected the wins to be opposite. I expected Colorado to come out a little rustier than they did for game 1.
I mean, especially with all their time off.
Game 1 should have been 4-0 from the first period. In the first period,
all the
posts and the crossbars.
They tied the Stanley Cup playoff record for posts hit in one game.
And let's talk about Josh Manson for a sec.
The Manimal scoring an OT. That was just.
Oh, yes.
That was a wild.
We were all calling like who was going to score the game winner, and it was like
no one picked
Rantanen. And then it was Josh Manson.
I said Devin Tays. I had to give Tays some love.
Beth I know. Beth, you and I kind of had the same thought with Kale.
Yeah. So well, no. Game 1, I said Mikko.
Oh, my bad.
I called the Kale game winner in round 1, and I was the only one who called Kale. And everybody was like,
maybe that's the game that I'm thinking about then too, because I called Kale as well, and you were like, "Oh, we've got the same person. Let's see what happens."
Called Mikko. I called Mikko for game.
No, I think I'm thinking about that one Kale one, and never mind.
But I expected a little more offense from both sides.
Yes.
And I mean, game 2, it was like, where have all the goals gone?
I mean, Alan, talk to us about that a little bit too. What were your kind of thoughts? Because you're kind of wearing the merch.
Yeah. It's the surprise that it's going the way it is. I thought it would be a little more dominant on the Avs side, but still, like St. Louis has their number a lot. They keep them in check. I mean, they swept them last year, but it's still always a hard matchup between the two. They're rivals. They've always had, over the history, they've always had a hard time with them. They always get them when they least expect it, or they always just come out of nowhere and give them the trouble. So
I feel like this was a series too. I feel like this was a series too that the Blues were definitely coming out swinging after what happened to them last year.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've been texting.
They were not gonna get swept again. So they got their win. We can win the rest.
Yeah, I've been texting back and forth with one of my older brothers who lives in New Hampshire. We're talking about the hockey games, and he said to me the other night, he says the Blues are playing a lot. They're possessing the puck a lot more than they did in game 1. I think that was the biggest difference in game 2 is because because the Blues didn't. I saw the highlights. They didn't look panicked like they did in Game 1, where they were frantically trying to get in front of the net to try to make those try to get shots out of the way for Binnington, who stood on his head in Game 1. Let's be honest, but the Blues held the puck a lot more in Game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like giving comment or compliments to Binnington.
It hurts my soul.
Yes.
But also the ice appeared to just not love the Avalanche in Game 2.
They've been very slippery.
It was super slippery apparently because they were just flip-flopping all over the place. I don't know what happened. Maybe they changed the bevel on the skate sharpener. I don't know, but they were just slipping and sliding all over the place.
Yeah.
So hopefully Game 3, which is tonight, will be much better. And the ice won't be as slippery. They fixed the skate sharpener.
Well, it's
in St. Louis though too, so you might want to watch out with that.
St. Louis only has a hockey team because of the Chicago Blackhawks.
There's only one game tonight.
And it's the Avalanche and the Blues.
And it's on TNT, but I'll be covering a football game, so I won't be.
I will say the next 3 days is going to be very interesting for hockey because I was going to say earlier, I don't know what the Battle of Florida did to piss off Gary Bettman.
We were talking about that the other day. They have back-to-back
games.
Oh man,
that's so brutal. Like, why would you make them not play Saturday? So you're gonna make them play back-to-back days. You're like,
who did you piss off in the NHL scheduling department that they were like, you know what? Back-to-back playoff games.
Well, my dad also made a really cool point with that too, in saying it is the Battle of Florida. They have a 30-minute plane ride to get to wherever they need to go, so it's not like a huge travel thing.
In Tampa.
I know why it's back to back because there's a concert tonight at Emily Arena.
Way to go, Emily Arena, for scheduling.
Who's playing? Who's playing?
Somebody named Kane. I've never heard of him. Kane Brown.
He's a country artist.
Yeah, country artist.
That's why
Emily Arena. Really?
Really? Generally scheduled anywhere from 12 to 18 months out. They didn't.
It's like know who's in the playoff. You know who their team is. They go to the playoffs every year.
Here's the thing. You don't know what the schedule's going to look like. You don't know. And you can't just be like, hey, Kane Brown, so sorry about your luck, but we're going to need you to move your concert one day earlier.
Okay, but it's Kane Brown.
One day later.
It's Kane Brown.
1 day later still would have conflicted.
Yeah.
No, but if Kane Brown's concert would have been Sunday, instead of having to play a back-to-back. But they're in Florida, so the travel time's not that.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes.
It's honestly, they're going to stay at the hotel. Florida's going to stay at the hotel like they do for
hop on a plane in the morning. Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is
they might be at the Kane Brown concert tonight. Who knows?
It would be wild though if the Panthers just got absolutely swept out of the Battle of Florida.
I don't see that happening
as
at all.
much as I would love that to happen. I need
happening.
Tampa Bay to lose. I need Tampa
Bay.
To lose.
I need them to lose with every fiber of my being.
Because the thing is, let's just say, knock on wood, the Hurricanes do make it out of the second round. Playing Tampa, who's already hot and is on a mission for a three-peat, I'm not here for it because.
As
much as it kind of scares me, I'd much rather play Florida.
It's a 3.5 hour drive from Emily Arena to Florida Live Arena.
Yeah,
so
they have private planes. They have private planes that make cut that.
Yeah, so it's like
it's 2.5 hours. They don't necessarily fly to in the
They hop on their bus for that.
You go on a bus,
a train,
bus it like in juniors.
Yeah, but it's the fancy buses. Let's be honest.
It's Philly to New
the concert
Jersey,
bus.
They take a bus or they take a train into the city. They don't fly and take a 30-minute flight. It's a waste of resources. It's awful for the environment.
That's fair. That's
fair.
fair.
Get ready to get on the plane than it does to fly.
Yeah. That's just. I mean, Jonathan Taves was a huge proponent of changing, especially it was the COVID schedule. That was the Jonathan Taves schedule. Because the way the NHL schedules things is crap. But
it is.
Dude, we're out of time.
I know. So thank you to. I know it's an hour show. We try and cram a lot of stuff in, but I like to thank you.
We want to talk more.
Same.
Well, when we do our free agency preview show here in a few weeks, maybe we'll have a longer show. But hopefully try and plan on doing a free agency show right before that drops. Then we're also going to have another live show for the regular season preview.
So
Yeah.
I FYI, so Commissioner Jason has asked us to do Jeopardy, like trivia,
Oh,
hockey trivia.
Ooh.
Okay.
in for it. Let's go. Thanks, Commish.
Okay, we'll
So,
definitely do
Maybe
that.
we'll do
Zach,
that
where can the
before.
people find-
Maybe we'll do that between like the conference finals and the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Where
So
can people find you, Zach?
you can find me at One True Zach on Twitter. You can also find the podcast at The Searchcast, and also Let's Talk Whoa Hockey if you want to do that as well. Also, Belly Up Hockey if you want all the great hockey news. Beth
Beth can be found Wonder Beffers on Twitter and Talkwell Hockey Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Ryan, where can people find you?
At Who Is Ryan MCC on Twitter and Instagram, at NoCreds REQ on Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok.
Ooh.
Bailey, where can the people find you?
Find me at Bailey Curtis with 2 Y's on Twitter, as well as Bailey Lynn Curtis on Instagram.
Alan, where can the people find you?
Little Fireboy 87 on Instagram and Twitter. LFB 87 Designs. That's where I showcase my other stuff and some belly up designs that I do as well. If you like Ryan Graves, follow the Ryan Graves fan page at fanpage Graves on Twitter and Ryan Graves fan page on Instagram.
Awesome. So, bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this Belly Up Media production. Some said we'd go belly up. So we made it our name. And we're still here.